Hello students, this is Devarshana Raut, lecturer in computer science. In our previous slides, we have already discussed about the power conditioning devices, that how the devices condition the incoming AC current, how we get it, if the current is off, still we have a backup. So in our previous slides, we have discussed about UPS and types of UPS. In our current slide, we will be discussing about another power conditioning device, that is CVT. So let's start. So what is CVT? The abbreviation of CVT is constant voltage transformer. It is basically used in order to control high power of voltage. So, what is the work of CVT? What are its working principles and how does it work? And what are the parts of CVT? Each part, what are its role? We are going to discuss all this. So, the CVT contains a special type of transformer which is designed in such a way that after receiving any constant amount of voltage, that is our requirement, or we can say after receiving the required voltage, if there is any change in the input voltage of the transformer, there will be no change in the output voltage. So all in all, we can say it as after receiving a constant voltage that we actually need for the system. After that, if there is any change in the input voltage, there will be no change in that constant voltage or in the output voltage that we are receiving. So it is a power conditioner equipment comprises of a high resistance transformer which has an air gap in a solid type of magnetic shunt. This magnetic shunt helps in dividing the two categories of the CVT, that one is primary winding, another is secondary winding. So this division that is made by the magnetic shunt provides the constant voltage output. The resonant action of a secondary winding of the transformer and the capacitor is responsible for the whole action. So let's follow the diagram of CVT. Here we can see what are the basic components or the basic parts of CVT. There are two electromagnetic fields, we can say. One is the primary winding and second one is the secondary winding, and these two windings are divided by a solid magnetic shunt. There is also an air gap in between them. The secondary winding is binded with a resonating capacitor with help of resonating winding. So all this, basically this resonating capacitor is responsible for the whole action that we get from CVT. So let's come to the working principle of CVT, that what are the parts and what are the roles of that parts of CVT. So we can say CVT is nothing but simply a magnetic transformer of a special construction that has a capacitor connected across the secondary winding of the transformer. So we have already seen in the diagram that it is a magnetic transformer which have two windings. One is the primary winding and second one is the secondary winding, and a capacitor is being connected at the secondary winding of the transformer. Whenever there is change in voltage across the primary winding, there is a corresponding change in the secondary winding or there is a corresponding change in voltage in the secondary winding too, depending upon the ratio of the turns on the two windings. However, in a CVT, the primary and secondary winding are separated from each other with the help of a magnetic shunt. We have already discussed that these two windings are being separated by a solid magnet that is called magnetic shunt. In order to set a field in between the coils. So, a magnetic shunt is the path is provided between the two windings and the air gap is formed in the shunt path. So we can say that it divides the two windings in order to set up two different fields. So that basically in the primary winding the constant voltage or our required voltage is being stored, and whatever the changes is done, if the input voltage is high, how we need to stabilize it, if the input voltage is low, how we need to balance it, is done in the secondary winding part. So basically it is adjusted by the resonating capacitor that is connected in the secondary winding. So at the last point we can see the capacitor is connected across suitable tapings, or we can say with the help of resonating winding of the secondary winding, which basically helps in reducing or in stabilizing the fluctuating voltage. Basically the required voltage or the constant voltage is saved in your primary winding that we use. So this was all about your CVT and its working principle, that how it helps in minimizing high voltage and give us a constant voltage that we require in order to run the system. In our next slides, we will be studying about isolation transformer. It is also one of the most popular power conditioning devices. So, an isolation transformer is a transformer which is used to transfer electrical power from a source of alternating current, or we can say AC current power, to some equipment or device. It isolates the device from the power source, usually in order to get safety and non-hazardous effects. Isolation transformer provides galvanic isolation and is used to protect against electric shocks. It basically is used in industrial equipments that operates in the harshest environment. So basically, isolation transformer are used in order to transfer the electric power in some other form or in some other devices or equipments, so that we can get more safety or more non-hazardous effects on the system. It is basically used at the industrial field, because there the computers are undergoing in the harshest environment, such as strong electromagnetic fields, fast transistors, momentary change in current or voltage, high voltage, low voltage, power surges, high noise in the current. So these transformers help in reducing those hazardous regions. This environment presents challenges for designing reliable isolation circuits that deliver error-free operation over long equipment lifetime and reliability. Some of the popular examples of isolation transformer are silicon isolation, opto-isolation technology, and radio frequency isolation technology. So we will next discuss about benefits of or the advantages of isolation circuits. Basically, as we change or transfer the power from in some other devices, as we have seen in the example, opto-isolation, that means electrical power is changed to light form, radio frequency form. So basically the main advantage is we get a safe and non-hazardous effect on the system. Besides that, the higher integration, it is smaller in size, lower cost per channel, and multi-channel versions are also one of the popular advantages of isolation circuit. It also gives higher performance, faster, tighter timing, and substantially it also consumes low power. It also gives longer service time, no wear out mechanisms as in the output couplers are used. At the last, it is higher reliability provided too, so that it gives a better safety and non-hazardous effect to the system. So this were our power conditioning devices we have been discussing. This is the end to this concept. Thank you all.